Well, we are having a hell of a fucking time trying to get this done. What's up, guys? I'm James. I'm joined in the studio with
Josh.
And John.
And this is Cinema Shat.
Yeah, it's a show that we do, I guess.
Yeah.
Bam.
We're trying to do, yeah.
Yeah. We've had a lot of tactical dystrophies lately, and yeah, it's been frustrating. That's why we didn't have an episode last week.
Yeah.
Is the actual episode is lost.
Lost episode.
In space.
The legend of the lost episode. Tale.
But we're back this week.
I'm a little spent.
I am very
exhausted.
spent right now.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely exhausted. This
Okay.
might be a short pod tonight, folks. Hopefully not. Hopefully we'll go full distance, but no promises.
No, I'm aiming for a short one because first off, I hated the first fucking movie we watched.
Oh God, that
so
first
I don't want
movie
to say
was
anything
so
about that.
Trash.
Actually, we should say that Josh, you and I, we got to choose tonight. We chose. First, you chose Left Behind, starring Kirk Cameron.
Yes.
And since we had parts 1 and 2, John and I felt that it was only necessary that we watch part 2 behind it. But we couldn't even get, after part 1, we were just done.
We almost mulliganed part 1.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And we were like 40 minutes into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I like crazy Christian stuff. Okay, so I guess we should explain the film. So
yeah,
it's
like Outlaw Prophet.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's
Right.
like over the top. I am Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. The I don't know what you guys are talking about. But yeah, so we
David,
is
mother, loving, Heavener.
David Heavener.
David Heavener.
That's somewhere down there.
So what the fuck is Left Behind about?
It's the rapture.
Yes, right, the rapture.
And what is the rapture? Fill us in, Josh.
Yeah, so when
you
you're
went
on,
to church.
when you're on
drove
Earth,
past one?
you know, you got to be a good Christian because the rapture is coming. And basically you go to heaven, gosh darn it, and if you're a good Christian, you get there.
Gosh darn it.
And so I was trying to say this during the film, but there was too much action going on. I couldn't get a word in edgewise.
At any moment it was so hard to talk the entire movie.
So
like,
there's been like trillions of people that have lived on this earth, right?
Yeah.
Like a fuckload after Christ. So why would, I mean, we're talking not even 1% of the people that are alive today even compares to the amount of people that have been on.
That have existed
Right.
since he.
Yeah, so like why would God want to do a rapture and take, what is it, 0.05% of the population and put them in heaven? There's only one rapture.
Yeah, there's only one rapture.
Yeah.
You only got one shot.
Do not miss your chance to get mom's spaghetti.
Yeah. So you can't start, you can't think too hard about this Christian bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I thought this was going to be a funny movie. I thought we were going to laugh. This was a talking nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hour and a half of talking.
I'm just receiving an email that we are no longer sponsored by the United Church of Christ of America.
Oh, darn.
Fuck.
I just called them poopy heads, so that makes sense.
Whoa, did you really have to pull out the P word, bro?
Yeah, that's a little rude.
Do you have to poopy head him? You have to poopy head him.
I guess I'm the only one
where
who's
you cut off their
civilized
head
here.
and then you poop on them. Yeah,
Poop beheading?
Poop beheading.
It's a poop beheading. Okay,
No,
so
you poop down their throat.
in this movie, Kirk Cameron is a journalist, and it's he's terrible. Everyone's terrible. This movie is god fucking awful. I would not wish this upon any of my fucking enemies ever. I would never be like, God, I hope that motherfucker has to watch 1 and 2 of Left Behind, starring teen heartthrob Kirk Cameron.
God awful.
The whole movie sucks.
This movie was used in Guantanamo Bay as means of torture.
Yeah, they tortured terrorists with it.
I like how you trailed off there. Yeah, they torture terrorists with it. No, actually, the funniest part of this whole movie was the 3 trailers we saw
Oh yeah,
Before the
lead-up
movie.
trailers
That was way
The
funnier,
Christian
yeah.
trailers
with
were
all directed by the same guy, and they all had the same guy play the devil.
yes.
Yes,
It was a trinity of
Yes.
trilogies.
And it had the same white room and the same guillotine.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. That's right.
And then it had damn near the same font for every title.
Yeah.
And if the first title wasn't
It was
They were changing
Revelation, followed by-
Tribulation.
Yeah,
Tribulation.
and,
No, you're good.
It
And
wasn't
then-
salvation. It was like something like that though.
it
And then
was,
it was
Judgment.
Yeah, judgment.
They
But
had
no,
all
like
these
every single
Asians,
font
and
that
then
they
were like-
chose was something that you would choose, thinking like, "Oh, that's badass." When you're like 13.
yeah.
Right.
This
Like-
movie's called Revelations.
Like fonts that you look back and be like, "I thought that was a good font when I was a kid."
yeah,
God, I was
right.
fucking
God, that's
stupid.
terrible. Yeah.
Like,
Put your yawns in a sack.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Sorry.
I just don't want to yawn.
No, I'm just fucking-
I'm
No,
tired.
I always
We're all
wanted
really
to get.
tired. This is the
You're
tired
tired.
edition podcast.
I always wanted to get a my pet's name in Jokerman font on my forehead tattooed.
You wanted you wanted a forearm tattoo.
Yeah, did I say? What did I say?
Forehead tattoo.
tattoo.
Okay.
But you did your
Making
arm.
sense.
You,
Yeah.
you
Forehead. I
using
wanna put it
sign
on my
language,
forehead.
you used your right arm to graze it over your left one, indicating forearm. And that's how I
Right.
knew. That's how I knew.
Look, with this ass lie. You know what I'm saying?
I want to get the word forehead tattooed as a tramp stamp.
People are just like diving headfirst into your ass.
Dude, that's just,
Forehead.
that's Dada, dude.
That's Dada. This wasn't technically a cinema. This is Cinema Shat. This wasn't a shit show showdown where we have like two, epic movies go head to head or some shit. It was just like, all right, let's watch Left Behind 1 and Left Behind 2. Let's just really fucking torture ourselves.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But that first movie, okay, hold on. Dark Mist or Left Behind?
Darkness.
Dark Mist.
Yeah, and we
Yeah,
didn't
man.
even finish that fucking movie.
Dude, we mulligan that.
We
Yeah.
mulliganed
And
that
that was-
movie for an even worse movie,
Oh,
if y'all
God,
recall.
That's right.
It was even worse. It was
What
even worse.
Do you remember?
I
what
don't
it was?
remember.
Yeah.
I just remember Dark Mist because it was
Yeah.
infamous because we mulliganed it.
Yeah, and we regretted mulliganing it. It
Yeah.
was fuck. What did we mulligan it for?
Oh yeah, for the folks at home, we have some rules. So
For Shit Show Showdown.
we
yeah.
allow one mulligan a month.
Yeah, where
Right.
we can all unanimously, vote, and if the
That's for the
consensus
worst
is yes,
of the
let's-
worst of the most boring movies you can picture.
Yeah, Left
Yeah.
Behind should have been mulliganed, like the first one, but we didn't have enough time to
Yeah.
start a new movie and then watch a second movie.
Yeah, we only have so much time.
Yeah.
So in the future, hopefully, we'll be able to do this in such a way that we can just watch movies all day,
That would be nice.
You know what
but,
I mean?
that's
get everything set up.
That's the dream.
That is the
Right.
dream. That's the
Yes.
goal. So since we movie mulliganed, we skipped out on Left Behind 2. First off, would y'all recommend Left Behind to anybody?
No.
Okay.
No, not even my Christian friends.
Yeah.
They
God.
would hate it too.
Okay, but before I spoil the second movie or say the second movie, there was a moment where you asked somebody, it may have been you. Y'all were talking about, one of you was talking about how, isn't this amazing how kids watch this and their parents are like, yeah, if you don't do this, you're gonna get shot or go to hell or
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
And
This is
all
gonna
I was-
happen. Yeah.
Whenever I can't remember which of you said that. Whenever you did, all I could think was, wow, there's somebody that's like, God, I love this Kirk Cameron movie. I'm a good Christian, kind of thing.
Oh
Like,
my God.
it's one of their favorite movies.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, yeah.
And this is one of the most boring movies I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Yeah, man.
So
It wasn't. That's a good point.
boring.
It wasn't
Incredibly
made for us.
political.
It was what?
It was incredibly political. Remember, there was like this
Oh, yeah.
espionage thing going on where
Yeah,
they
there's
try
a
to
big
kill Kirk Cameron.
espionage.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Oh my God!
I
You want
just-
to talk about shit that doesn't make sense?
Yeah.
I checked out of the movie from the get-go because I was like, if the rapture happens, there's complete chaos. There's anarchy. There's military is in control of the government now, martial law.
Yeah.
There's people pillaging.
Half
and
of the world disappeared.
And then it turns out it's 1.4 million or something like that. Remember? And we
That's
were
what
like,
Rachel
that's it?
said. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what it said in the
like,
movie.
Did they say that?
Yeah, it's nothing.
Like that's.
It was like 140 million, but still, that's like nothing.
That's
in the
nothing.
grand
It's
scheme
so
of
140
small.
million. Yeah.
That's not even 1%
Yeah.
of the world.
That's
So what the fuck?
Those are the only
That means-
true Christians.
and apparently only the true Christians were just children,
Yeah,
just infants,
for the most part, just
Mostly-
infants.
mostly
crying mothers.
infants.
Apparently the mothers weren't Christian enough to go or something.
Yeah,
But
heaven is a big nursery.
We'll take unbaptized babies and just shove them in purgatory because that's
And statistically
how
speaking,
the story goes.
Really?
Yeah.
Statistic-
Unbaptized children are in
Oh
purgatory.
yeah.
So it's not heaven or hell.
Right, the purgatory. Yeah.
It's
Basically the DMV in
Yeah.
Santa
The
Fe. Yeah.
DMV.
the DMV anywhere, bro. God.
Yeah.
That'd be a great bit.
You know,
Yeah.
I was reading reviews for our DMV here in
Mhm.
Santa Fe, and then I decided to put something along the lines of, "I hope a meteor hits this building." Just to
They're gonna
see
know
if
it's you
anyone
now.
would say anything.
They're gonna know it's
I
you
haven't
now.
checked on that in a while. I'll have to look at it, but
You have to check it. You have to check it. I just really wanted there to be this apocalyptic feel because the second movie, Left Behind 2, it has like, well, no, even the first one, it has like burning and stuff. Like there's those burning, destroyed things behind him. On the cover of the movie. It doesn't fucking
right,
matter.
the cover. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like there's destruction and stuff, and it's like
supposed
nothing
to make
happened.
it. Yeah.
Planes would have crashed into buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Like there would have been absolute chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And yet people are just going about their days, business, preaching,
Everything's
news,
like
news.
normal. Yeah,
It's
weird.
so normal, and it's like that's just the blind side of just how they think reality works. Christian movies, you know
My
what I mean?
favorite
Yeah,
thing was
yeah.
before they even get where the rapture even happens, where Kirk Cameron's just like some news guy
In
out there
Iraq.
in Iraq.
Yeah.
And then there's this huge like missile thing, and then they're like, "Oh, we better take the news guy to the secret underground base."
Yeah.
And then
Oh
and then
my
Kirk
God,
Cameron's
yeah.
at the desk like acting like a general, like, "Oh yeah, we should do this."
Yeah, he makes suggestions. Like he's a fucking newscaster.
Yeah, you're a fucking newscaster.
and he's
Why
in
would-
the
Dumb.
war room for the government.
It's fucking
They-
dumb.
Yeah,
painfully
makes no sense.
dumb.
He does little news segments in between football games. That's his. Like he's not even a fucking like newscaster.
Well, I think
Yeah.
he's supposed to be like Anderson Cooper before Anderson Cooper existed.
Okay.
That kind of reporter.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper. He's the dude that jumped out of the plane with the money, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
DB Cooper.
Oh,
John's face. God, if y'all can see John's face, he was just
I got it now.
genuinely like, what the fuck
the-
are y'all talking about?
I thought there was I thought there was something like on CNN where one of the analysts jumped out of a plane with money for some reason.
What are the CNN analysts?
And I'm like, why would they do that? And then more importantly, why would Anderson Cooper do that?
I know he's such a gentleman.
Why not that Red Bull guy? All right, I think we've pretty much wrapped up the first
You
movie.
guys want to move on?
Yes,
I
I definitely want to move on. The Josh, actually, could you grab it? It's the third
sure.
movie from the right, just so we can talk about it. What are you, blind?
Bear with me a moment.
Jesus Christ, it's okay. Take your time. No, you just don't want to get up, huh? You're just gonna lean. Oh. As if destroying the Notre Dame in real life wasn't enough, Josh. You had to do it in the VHS form.
This is Josh's confession. He destroyed the Notre Dame.
He destroyed
Church.
Okay, so because of movie Mulligan, we all decided to pick a new movie. And I had a movie in mind that I was going to pick before we decided on the Left Behind parts 1 and 2. And that is It, the Terror from Beyond Space.
Space. No one.
It's from
no
1958
one
and it's in
can-
glorious black
can-
and white.
can
And
hear
this
you
saved the
poop.
fucking night for me. Oh, John, you still go? I'm sorry, go ahead. Poop. No, this saved the night for me. I know we were kind of dragging there at the end and we were a little tired, but this was so interesting. I loved all the art design of the 50s, obviously, early 60s, how time moves into the next decade.
Time is cyclical, James.
Right, yeah.
And so, this was awesome.
Yeah.
I like the little spaceship taking off Mars, and it's like a firecracker.
Yeah, it's like a bottle rocket.
Yeah.
What's the plot for it, The Terror from Beyond Space?
Yeah. They landed on Mars. Okay, so from there...
They go back to Washington.
Yeah, well, they're on their way back because the rest of the crew got killed.
Yeah, so it starts out, and it's very noir, and you've got this guy, and he's like, I'm the only living survivor of the team that's here on Mars, yada, yada, and then flies back to Earth, and then...
Well, I think he's being escorted back, like the rocket came and got him.
Oh, the rocket came and got him?
Yeah, that was the second
wow.
rocket they
Picking him up?
sent. They came to pick him up, and then they were bringing him back to, take him to court.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So they explained all this. I missed that, but
yeah, I missed that as well. I just may misinterpreted that, but I am an idiot, so there's that. So basically, there's a creature that is on Mars, and it gets into the ship, and it's pretty much alien. Like, they have to survive, and the alien's trying to kill them and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's a
1950s alien.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Very
Humanoid.
interesting, yeah.
Yeah, just a guy in a suit, but...
And there's just a certain, something about 1950s sci-fi that's just hokey, but in a good way.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and they know how to shoot this really stupid looking costume.
Yeah, showing
Yeah.
just claws and just
Can you
feet,
believe that?
extreme close-ups of the eyes and stuff.
Yeah,
it was really
there's
cool.
a lot of 50s science fiction where they fucked it up and they didn't shoot stuff right. This one did, which is cool.
Yeah.
They use shadows.
Mm-hmm. That was
Perfect.
so cool.
You don't see its face because his face looks really bad.
Yeah,
the face
but-
looks pretty bad.
Yeah, and the
Looks like gorilla fish.
yeah, it does.
Gorilla fish.
And the feet look like tennis shoes with scales.
Yeah.
Like, it looks fucking goofy. Have you guys ever seen
Yup.
the
Uh-huh.
fish, the fucking, what's it called?
It's got the fish in it.
Fuck, I'll
Big
Zat?
fish.
Zat.
Yeah,
Yes,
I knew
Zat.
you were thinking
Oh,
of Zat.
Zat.
It had a Zat feel to
Yeah, the
it.
Zat feel.
Zat's face is massive
I've never seen
skull and
I've
then
never
tiny
seen
mouth.
Zat itself, but I've seen enough people reviewing it
Yeah.
to know
Dude.
what it is.
Dude, we need to get Zat on
It's
Blu-ray.
worth watching the entire thing. I watched it MST3K and then I watched it alone.
That's what's up.
It's very funny.
That's funny. That's
each
great.
time. But anyway, that's besides the point.
No, but this had that charm to it.
Yeah, man. It shot in shadow. They did some smoke, which obscured its
That
face.
was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked, we talked about how all of the movie is filmed in one direction with the 180 rule. So,
Right.
we only see one side of the set because the one set that the camera's on doesn't exist.
Right, yeah.
You don't get a real sense of space in the spaceship.
Yeah.
You don't see how large the room is because they only shoot the room in one direction.
Yeah, very stage play type.
Yeah.
Type feel.
But anytime they show the other side, that's when it's the shadow. The shadow is the other side, apparently. Because I caught that at one point where the camera, they were looking in the direction, and then it was a shadow shot. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay,
guess that's
cool.
the other side of the ship.
Nice.
But you really don't have a sense. I said
Right.
it was like
They don't
Wes
show
Anderson.
it too much.
Yeah, it was like Wes Anderson in Life Aquatic, where he's moving through
Yeah.
the ship, and it's the Belafonte, and it's like that's how the set looked. It was
Yeah.
all shot from that one direction, which was really, it's cool. I don't know why.
Might have been
we've seen
maybe
so many
an
modern
homage.
movies. Yeah. It might as well be because right whenever they're doing the roll call at the beginning,
Yeah.
he's like everybody check in, and they're like so and so checking in.
Yeah.
So and so checking in. It was just like a stagnant shot, and it's a talking head, like they're doing the intro to Gilligan's Island or something. Like,
Right, yeah.
You know?
Oh, dude. I bet you anything he was influenced by this kind of stuff.
Yeah. And we talked about Ridley Scott more than likely, and John Carpenter more than likely inspired by this film.
Absolutely.
And as well as The Thing from Outer Space,
Yes.
the original Thing.
He burst through a wall or two
Yeah, it comes through some walls also.
up in this piece.
Let's talk about
In
the.
this piece.
Remember when they're in the galley,
Oh
which is
yeah.
the kitchen area, and they're all eating dinner and smoking cigarettes and drinking and shit because it's the 50s. And then the women get up and clean the table that the men are sitting at. And we were just like, oh, that's why the women are in space, to clean.
Yeah,
Duh.
I was like, I thought they were science officers or something. No,
well, they turn out to
not.
be science officers later because the older woman does an autopsy, and then the younger woman is like nurse.
Yeah,
like
they're
she
like
does
doctors.
dressings.
Yeah, they're the doctors
But
on board.
they're more helpless. Oh, there's a woman. They're more that than doctor and nurse.
There's dams about
Well,
it.
it was the 50s. They had to. Well, that's the way they would play it.
No,
up.
absolutely.
yeah, totally.
Like I was when I was finding footage the other night, I found the trailer for the original Flash Gordon.
Really?
And yeah,
Oh, cool.
for the 36 one. And I guess the scene when the plane is going overboard or whatever into the other zone, he's like, "You're scared, aren't you?" Grabs her and they jump out.
What is this on? I mean,
I saw
not-
it on YouTube.
no. I mean, what vessel were they? You said a ship?
Oh,
or
they
a
were on
plane?
a plane.
Oh, a plane, and they just jump out of the plane.
Yeah.
And just land on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I was scrubbing through, but I just found that scene, and I'm like, and he's just like, "You're scared, aren't you?"
Yes.
Grabs her, and they jump out.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Uh,
that trailer, I loved that trailer because it was like
the
amazing.
original Flash.
Yeah, the original, because it was like the amazing scenes of death-defying stunts, death squid versus shark octopus or some shit like that.
Death Squid.
It was something like that.
That's a band name.
Death Squid. That would be a cool band name.
Monk chants, though. No guitars or anything.
Yeah.
Strictly monk chants,
Gregorian
Gregorian chanting.
But yeah, the
Beyond space.
the main guy, he has a square jaw.
Yeah.
He
As
looks
most
like,
leading men at the time did.
yes, that is correct, and he has perfectly coiffed hair.
As most leading men of the time
That
did.
is correct.
Yeah.
It has Crisco in it that makes it in the shape of Johnny V.
As all men at the time did.
What's
As
that
all
dude's
men.
name?
Johnny V.
Is it Johnny V?
Who?
The cartoon. He's got the hair.
Oh, Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo.
Johnny
he has
Quest.
Johnny Bravo hair with Crisco in it. And
Jesus Christ.
he doesn't trim his pubes. It just smells like a mess down there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How do you know all this?
You don't remember that scene?
No.
Yeah, she gives him a whiff. And he's like, sorry. And then it cuts. Next scene.
Oh my god.
No.
Well,
no?
no, I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, you're lost.
Oh, yeah, my loss
It's a
that I
great
didn't
scene.
see
Really
somebody
missed
smell
out.
like a tank.
Really missed out on a piece of cinematography and filmography.
Yeah, there was
History.
smoke and everything. and shadows.
Yes, Smokey.
There was it's funny you say that the guy has like perfectly chiseled jaw and coiffed hair, and it's like they all do.
That's so
And
true, yeah.
there was at one point I was like, see, this is why you need diversity in film, different sexes and races, so that we can tell who people are.
Yeah, I know. They all look like the same person.
I don't know who's a security officer or I mean, they're just there.
Yeah, they all have the same uniform. too.
Exactly, yeah.
The uniforms are in a
Also,
different
I
color.
know it's probably too much to ask for a 50s film, but maybe develop the characters?
Maybe show some development.
That is a good point that I didn't even consider. Is there are no fucking characters.
Yeah.
No one's like, God, I just gotta get home to my girlfriend or blah 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 blah. Like, oh, I hope my mom's doing okay on Earth.
No, it's all
None of
just
that shit.
Nope. It's-
Yeah.
Or
Can you
like-
imagine just like whenever the monster's like pounding through the steel doors and stuff? It's like one of them's like, God, I just wish I could hug my wife one more time. And then it's like that
Yeah,
one
man.
line lets you know that, oh, that guy's a family man.
Yeah.
He's committed. He's loyal.
Yeah.
He probably took this job, just for the sake of money.
Yeah, to provide for his family.
And it's like none of that. It's strictly survival. But I didn't even think of it because the whole time I'm just like, oh my God, the creature's gonna get them, and I want to see it. Like
Me
what
too.
I'm-
No, I
want
was
to
in
see
that
them
mode.
outside in the spaceship and stuff. I want to see all that. And
Yeah, the
that's all that
spacewalk
they,
was pretty cool.
Yeah, the spacewalk
that's
was
true.
cool. Then that's all. That's what we got, and that's all we needed for the time.
I
It
think
was
so
like-
too.
It was
And,
like,
I mean, yeah, the 58. I mean, like you've seen films from the 30s, right?
oh yeah,
Like they're all very simple,
Mm-hmm.
and like my brain wants more now. Like,
Yeah.
I can watch like Haxan or whatever from the 30s and enjoy it for what it is, but we're just conditioned because I grew up in the 90s. Right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure we all did. But we've seen stuff that's better.
All of us did. Grew up in the 90s.
Yeah, see,
early 2000s.
I was born in the 90s, didn't actually grow up in the 90s.
Right.
But you were saying.
That's actually true. I grew up in the early 2000s.
Time, baby.
Time, baby.
Time.
Yeah, you're changing. So
Van Damme's just kicking the baby. Okay, you were saying.
We grew up in a time where it's already evolved by like
film
a
has
fuckload
evolved
of time.
big time.
So our brains want that. We want the movies where we saw it when we were teenagers.
At least that's what we ask of the bad modern movies we watch. Like if we watch something from the 80s or the 70s or the 90s, we're like, okay, we expect a lot more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There were movies in 58 telling a better story with less information. Like, this was an hour and 9 minutes. It did not drag on.
Yeah, it flew by.
Yeah.
Left Behind dragged on.
Oh no, that
that's
was
true,
way
though.
quicker than Left Behind.
Even
Though I was falling asleep through this one, but that was more so because I was physically tired from Left Behind.
Yeah, you
Left
stayed
Behind stole my soul.
Yeah.
And then
Which is ironic.
And yeah, it was hard to stay awake through it, but like I thoroughly enjoyed it way more.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, movies now that are fucking dog shit and they fuck up in multiple areas have no excuse.
Yeah,
In
no
a way.
excuse at all.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
everyone's
ineptitude.
right. Yeah, I mean, people can shit the bed. Of course, people make mistakes, but you have so much film history to look back on and figure out how to do it.
Like A Trip to the Moon. What is that? 1912?
Oh, that's fucking old. Yeah, that's like I think
Isn't
that's
that
an
like
Edison
one of the very first
one, right? Yeah.
That's,
I'm not sure. I think it's one of the first
Georges
colored
Méliès?
because he drew on the frames. But
Yeah, I think they did like the
French
watercolor,
guy,
like the water staining. Georges Méliès is who it
okay,
is. Yeah.
nice. Okay,
I just can't remember the date, but it's like that tells such a coherent story,
dude. Yeah, it
just
does.
like it did, and yet Left Behind just fucking drags, and it's just like movies can do what you're doing, Left Behind, better.
Yeah,
Because
That
Left
are
Behind
older.
Because Left Behind was literally just exposition in this location.
Yeah.
Exposition in this location.
Mm-hmm.
Exposition in this location.
yeah.
And
there wasn't even that. I mean, there was exposition.
Okay,
everywhere,
I say it
but,
loosely, but
that's true. No, it's
it
true.
was-
Like he's like just talking about how
everybody's
he found
talking.
guard.
And it's like, hey, are you gonna kill that Kirk camera guy? Yeah, I am, because you hired me, and apparently money still exists in a world where people just disappeared.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, okay, if the rapture is real, don't you think everybody's like, well, I'm a fucking Christian now? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
there's some sort of turning over of the leaf. It's either it's post-apocalyptic and everybody's just complete mayhem.
Yeah.
Like fucking New York City
Mad
from Escape
Max.
from New York. Yeah, or Mad Max. Or it's so much further in the other way that it's like Midsummer, where it's like
culty.
ritualistic,
Like a
culty,
sect, yeah, small.
and it's like money wouldn't exist if people were like, "Are you kidding me? God's real? I don't fucking need money. What money is useless
yeah.
now to me?
I wish
Yeah.
it poured.
Money is useless.
Yeah.
Money's useless.
Yeah. Money is useless.
useless.
But yet they're still coexist. They're all living this world where people just didn't disappear all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yet it, the terror from beyond space, it has rules and it follows those rules. It sets up the story. It's engaging.
It actually explains things.
Yeah.
As sexism.
Sexism.
1950s.
1950s.
1950s America.
No,
There's a woman on the wing.
I honestly love old school sexism in movies.
Yeah.
This
You
is
don't
funny.
like sexism.
No, of course not. But
Yeah.
it's just.
Yeah,
Sorry to say, it's
the
funny to
over the
watch.
It's
over
funny
the
to watch,
topness
Yeah,
and
it's
the
just
and
so
the
over
absurdity
top.
to our society now
Right.
is humorous.
That's why
Totally, yeah.
people that watch Django Unchained laugh, because the N-word is being said so many times. It's just so absurd that you're just like, how can people talk and think like this in a time? Like,
Yeah.
That's that it's that retrospect. It's like that's what makes it funny. Not saying that calling people the N-word is funny. I'm saying in context, anything is
Exactly.
funny, and they took that time and they they exploited it. That's what
Blazing
Tarantino
Saddles.
does. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
They exploit it into such a way that it's comical. It laughs in the face of, racism and yada yada. So that's why I agree that it's funny when you see old sexism, because you're like, Jesus Christ, why would you talk to a fucking woman like that?
Yeah. And
Why
they're
would you
always
treat them
written by men.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they
yeah.
talk like the perfect woman would
Yeah.
talk.
Oh God. Yeah.
In their time, it's really
After
hilarious.
dinner, would you like a martini? Oh, honey, I couldn't have wished on a better star.
Yeah, it's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
But
Will you be out late with your mistress? Oh, honey,
I'll bake cookies.
I'll bake cookies. Yeah,
yeah. But
this was great. I loved this.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
don't think
go
we
ahead.
would have
That was-
survived if we had stuck with Kirk Cameron too. Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah,
Yeah. Kirk Cameron too. Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo. Well, there's the episode title right there.
Yeah, I'd rather shit on my own dick than watch that movie.
Yeah. I don't even want to know what 2 is about. I don't even give a shit.
Probably
shit.
going to
Fuck.
be just the ending of 1
I
because
wanna
they didn't
get-
really wrap 1 up at all.
Yeah, they were just
Oh,
like,
it lands on
They
a
left it
cliffhanger.
very
You're right,
open-ended.
like, oh, we're gonna keep fighting, and they walk into a church, and he's
Yeah,
like,
everybody's
the
there.
resistance. Going back to that really fast. Do you guys remember? There's the one character in Left Behind that is like, he's figured it out. He's the conspiracy theorist.
Oh God.
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
like, "Oh God, man, you gotta listen
and
to
he's
me,
the
man."
most like cliched possible like conspiracy
Smoking the
theorist
cigarette,
character.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, that dude's dead. Next scene, and I was correct. He
Yeah.
gets shot, and I was just thinking, like, right after the rapture happens, they see his body, and it's like, why are people covering shit up?
Exactly.
It's the rapture. Like, people are disappearing from the planet. Why do you
Yeah.
need to control information?
Because they
all
wanted
of a
this
sudden?
like
Yeah.
espionage conspiracy thing.
right
movie.
to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
they added that.
But it's
in.
like both of y'all have said multiple times already ad nauseum. Nobody would react that way. Nobody would be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, well, I guess I got to go to work on Monday." The fucking rapture happened.
Yeah, work doesn't exist. My
Yeah.
family is next to me. I'm growing a farm outside. I'm living on my own. It's over. Don't come to my house about taxes.
Yeah,
Don't come to my house about credit
I'm going
card.
to shoot you if you come
fucking
on
loans.
my property.
It's over.
Yeah, it makes
Cannibals
no
are
sense.
out.
The-
Cannibals are roaming. I'm going to shoot you if you come to my property.
Yeah.
the writer of the movie didn't quite grasp like how cataclysmic of an event it would be if this happened.
Well, it's because it's almost like it's the government. The government is hiding the existence of Christ and God.
Oh my God.
The devil is in control through power
put
and
the-
money and government.
Guys,
yada yada.
That's like
Guys,
psychotic.
That is
let's put
sick.
It doesn't even make sense.
Well, they believe in a spaghetti monster, so there's. I'm
That's-
kidding.
Yeah.
Let's put the
was
Christ
half
back
the
in
demographic.
government.
Let's put the Christ
Yeah.
back in government.
You know, church and state.
Church and state
they
really
gonna get
should
back
be in bed
together?
together.
Yeah.
They're just so good together.
Make America fucking Christians again. What? Guys, I just want to say, like, looking at all the movies, because this is another reason I wanted to pick It, the Terror
Pick
from
what?
The Terror from Beyond. Pick It, the Terror from Beyond. The film
Oh,
It,
gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
Is because John, you came over yesterday and you helped me build some shelves, which we've now got
Indeed.
the VHS lining the room. We
Yeah,
still
they
got
look-
some more shelves.
Look fucking awesome.
Yeah, we got to add some
Yeah,
more.
we're
but,
gonna add some more, but
nonetheless,
looks
we
really
had
nice right now.
we had our Universal, our monster movies, and just classic horror and things like that. Old classic Hollywood. We had those at the front, and I was like, man, the Terror from Beyond Space looks fucking awesome. So that's why I
Yeah,
had
man,
that. I had
yeah.
that ready because I wanted to see it. I mean, it's so charming.
Yeah, I
the guy's
really-
like, the creature's bashing through like giant metal doors, and it's like, can you imagine as a person in 1958 the terror you're actually
yeah.
feeling?
and just you
People freaked out
mean,
when they
can't
thought
shit.
imagine.
I
want
can't
to.
either.
Yeah.
it felt genuinely terrifying because you really felt like okay, because the people were constantly finding new places on the ship they could go to,
Yeah,
knowing that
they just
eventually
moved,
they're gonna
you know,
eventually they're gonna
level
run out
up.
of spots.
Yeah.
Like they know they can't fight it.
I like that
Yeah.
they're trying to be clever and
Yeah.
they're working as a team to come up with an idea to destroy it. They're like, Even the woman suggests using like poisonous gas, because they use the grenades and the grenades don't work and the guns don't work. And then the woman comes up and is like, maybe you should try the smoke grenades or the gas grenades.
The gas.
Yeah, and then he said, shut up and start dinner.
yeah. Get out of here.
Yeah. yeah.
But that was interesting. Like, and then when that didn't work, they were like, okay, well, let's go several levels down in the ship by the exterior of the ship and crawl back in and then try to lock it inside of a specific level. And it's like, that didn't work out. It's like they were trying so many different things.
Yeah.
It was cool. It wasn't they were
Well, that's
just
clever.
waiting.
That's actual clever writing. Like,
Yeah.
You're in a horror type situation where you're actually seeing them take it and approach it logically and try and do like how would people actually react in said situation to try and preserve, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's what makes true fucking horror or terror. Not like jump scares and fucking like shooting it really slowly.
Yeah,
and
it's
going fast.
seeing it come through the door and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
You were stuck.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
This is survival horror, 1958 survival horror.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of, one, Alien, of course.
Yeah.
But also a recent movie that came out, Life.
Life.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. I think I may have seen that. It's got Ryan Reynolds,
good.
right?
I loved it.
Well?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. He's
check
not
it out.
obnoxious in it. He's very good in it.
Nice.
Ryan Reynolds can be good when he wants to be. Not saying he can be
yeah.
great, but he can be good when he wants to be.
Yeah, he gets it bad in that movie.
Oh, well, don't spoilers.
Sorry,
yeah.
spoilers.
No, it looks interesting. I heard that it was actually pretty interesting. But, like, judging from the trailers, it looks like they do some really dumb things. Like, things that scientists wouldn't do. You know
I don't know. In my opinion, it was pretty straightforward. I think there's a few moments that
like
might be
in the
that.
trailer, the guy's like trying to touch it, and he's got the gloves on, and it like breaks his hand, and it's like, why would you do that?
Well, that might
as
be
a
a
biologist?
situation. That might be a situation very like similar with Prometheus, where it's like, why as a scientist are you taking off the helmet?
Exactly.
But it's like,
yeah.
But one thing that I always thought with those things and all that situation though is like they're in a completely new situation, like completely new to their understanding of the world.
Okay, fair enough.
Their reasoning might not be cognitively logical as they're used to because everything is so new and amazing, and it's like, whoa, what the fuck? Oh my god.
Okay, fair enough. That's a strong argument.
In Life, it's pretty good, pretty well explained. Prometheus has some fucking problems, which made me not like the movie that much.
That.
But yeah, Life. But it's like it starts off as like a couple cells, so that's why he's up close to it, and then it starts dividing, and it becomes a little muscle.
Oh wow! Okay.
So he doesn't even know what the fuck it is.
I feel like I may have seen this. I feel like I may have seen it.
It must have been. You must have liked it. It left
Maybe.
an impression.
Sorry, I'm genuinely thinking. I'm sorry for the silence.
It's
Oh, no, it's all good.
think time.
Time again.
For thinking.
What's up? Maybe I'm trying to think, cause like obviously I think it's unanimous that it was the best.
Oh,
movie
it was so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even
Classic
talk
horror.
about like half of the fucking plot of Left Behind. It was so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, remember how there was a pilot character?
Oh my God! Yeah, and he was committing adultery.
There
He
was
ended
a
up
pilot
finding
character.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was.
God.
He was porking a stewardess on the side.
The
Stewardess who would show up at the UN meeting at the very end.
She upgraded from stewardess to sitting at the fucking table with the head with the heads of every country.
Yeah, she was at the table of UN, which is now
What?
a Marriott Inn
Yeah.
conference room.
Yeah, it was so small for the UN. For the size of the UN, it was like, no, this is the UN side room.
Yeah,
How do you just go like 2 scenes earlier? You were just serving drinks.
Yeah, and now
You were just about to blow the pilot with the curtains closed.
Yeah.
Like you were just. We know what you were
He's
going
not
to do.
even exaggerating
and you're
there.
just
They were
gonna
adultering.
Yeah.
They were,
Adultering.
they were getting their adult on.
Because she was like, I'm tired of the looks. I'm tired of the flirting. You know, I just want a reason for me to stay. I guess she was going to be moving to another airline or something. To
She was moving to the UN, but no,
Oh,
she was
that's
supposed to get like one would assume. I'm just saying like when you're working as a stewardess, most likely you're going to be going into the UN as at an entry level job.
Yeah. No, she goes in
okay.
straight up
Where-
UN
Like
president.
even if yeah even if you were like studying in university while doing stewardess
Yeah,
on the
you're at
side.
university.
You're at university. You graduate. Even from graduation, there, you're entering your UN job at a very low.
Right, yeah.
Position.
She goes from flight attendant to Prime Minister of Hungary.
Yeah,
She's
exactly,
there.
exactly.
Like, it's fucking
The
weird.
Prime Minister of Hungary. Oh my God, that's what the whole plot was about. Controlling the distribution of food.
Yeah.
That's what
the
that's what that company was doing.
Well, the company wanted to control the distribution
Exciting.
of food because it's a whole like it's supposed to be like verbatim of the Bible. So like they were
Oh my God.
yeah.
famine.
So, like,
yeah.
mother-
So what they were doing was they were having the Antichrist, who was the head of the UN, wanted to rebuild this mosque in Jerusalem, I think, or something like that. It's some
You
some
picked
holy
up
temple.
on a lot of this movie.
Yeah,
A little bit.
I was not. I was,
Yeah, it was
in
some
up and down.
It was
stairs.
some
I didn't give a
like
shit.
holy temple they wanted to rebuild that like is actually like a big deal,
Mm-hmm.
and that would piss off the Muslims.
Yeah.
And so
okay.
they wanted to limit the distribution of food so that the Muslim children would start dying, and then the Muslims would ask for
Jesus.
peace. Yeah. So
My
the kids would
God.
start dying, and they'd ask for
John,
peace.
you got all of this.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. No
And,
wonder
uh,
you're tired. Your brain was working overload, dude. I checked out.
I was just like, Kirk Cameron looks stupid. He
Yeah.
was 12.
Yeah,
They
but
look so
that was why
dumb.
they were trying to hold the money that so they could build that temple, and because that temple needs to be built for the actual apocalypse to come forth.
That's fucking dumb.
Wow.
I bet it shows up in the second
It
one.
probably does
Will
show up
Kirk
in the
Cameron
second
show up
one.
in Avengers 3? Jesus Christ.
Cool.
Yeah,
guys.
I want to say that I absolutely loved it.
It
The
was
Terror
so
from Beyond
fun.
Space. I want to watch another classic movie here
Yeah,
soon. This was great.
that was
Man.
so much fun.
We've got some DVDs. I have a DVD that has 2 crazy old school sci-fi films on it.
Nice.
Oh, I'm about it.
Yeah.
I just, speaking of old school films, I watched Maltese Falcon.
Oh,
nice.
That on VHS.
Nice. I've never
Dude,
sat down and
it's great.
watched
I've
that.
never seen a Humphrey Bogart film before.
Really?
He's in this.
Yes, you have.
I figured you had seen
Nah,
Casablanca before.
You remember?
I've never seen Casablanca.
You saw that episode of Goosebumps.
Yeah.
The one we have? Where is it?
Well, no, it was Cat's Eye. It was Cat's Eye.
Tower of Terror.
Yeah, Cat's Eye.
Yeah, you saw Cat's Eye, so therefore you've seen a Humphrey Bogart film.
That's true.
Technically
No, it
speaking.
wasn't Cat's Eye. It was
Wasn't it Cat's
Tales
Eye?
from the Crypt.
Oh yeah,
Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
Yeah. What edition was that? That was the Robert Zemeckis edition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the worst episode of Tales from the Crypt ever.
It was
No,
great.
no, there was the one before that was the worst episode, Yellow.
Okay.
Yellow.
Got me
God.
Got me
Yeah,
there.
because that one, because that one was bad from like it was like but it was interesting from like a shooting standpoint. Like it was all done from the
Because
perspective
that had
of
Kirk and
of
Eric
Humphrey Bogart.
Douglas.
And Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all shot from the perspective of Humphrey Bogart's corpse.
Shut up. You're going to confuse everybody. Damn it, John. I was like, wait, where the fuck is he going? There's the train. Just derailed.
No, Maltese Falcon is fucking great.
Yeah, and that's noir, right? Like true noir, like they're trying to figure
that's
out.
film noir for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
But I can see why he was such a big star, man.
Dude,
He has fucking charisma.
his facial acting is incredible. His line delivery is fantastic. It's not like I'm just saying lines and yada yada yada. It's like
No, he's
Yeah,
the
the
real
broad-
deal. Yeah.
Dame walked in, and
Yeah.
from that moment on, I know she was the one. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he knows how
Perfect.
humans think. Yeah, like it
Yeah.
is great. I love Humphrey Bogart.
In fact, in that period, I still have a lot of movies to watch, but I had never seen acting like that. So he
Yeah.
probably broke new ground.
Oh, that's why that's why we're talking about him years after he's fucking
Yeah,
dead.
good point,
That's
yeah.
why we're
Yeah.
sitting here talking about Tales from the Crypt that would pay homage to him years after he's dead. You know what I mean?
James,
It's
you
like
mean Tales from the Crypt.
Tales
yes.
from the Crypt.
But yeah.
Forgive me. I've been Kirk Cameron. My mash my brains up. God, this was horrible.
Yeah.
Left Behind.
awful.
I grew up with Kirk Cameron. Like, I watched Growing Pains a lot as a kid. I don't know if you guys were into Growing
Never seen
Pains. I was into it. I watched it all the time. My sister and I did, and so I knew of Kirk Cameron before he became a devout Christian, in which he would just take a full-on right turn into Christianity and working on just Christian movies and Christian propaganda and being
Is Kirk Cameron Bible Man?
No.
Okay.
God, that would be great, but no. We need to get Bible Man.
Yeah,
But that would be amazing. See, we referenced Outlaw Prophet earlier with David Heavener, where he's the Messiah and he's the space guy. He's the space Messiah.
Yeah.
You remember it, right?
Yeah.
He also plays guitar in a church.
Yeah.
So there's that. So like that's what I was hoping we might get out of it. Obviously we didn't. Like nowhere close.
Yeah.
But it would have been a
that's
nice
real
to see some actual like I don't know. This movie it was terrible.
I thought it was gonna be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
just
thought it was
out
gonna be
there
like
shit,
over the
but it
top,
wasn't.
like,
Yeah.
do you believe? I don't believe in God no more.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Just
yeah.
like horrible acting, but it was
Yeah.
just people acting. Everything was mediocre across the board. We cheered at one point because
I mean, there was some. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I was laughing pretty hard through a lot of it.
yeah, you
Now
were.
that I think about it,
Yeah.
It
But you
was
grew up
boring.
Mormon. So
That's true. Yes, I grew up with the underwears and all that shit. But no, this anyway. Yeah, I actually thought it was pretty funny.
I was
'cause
just
it was
miserable.
sometimes boring can be funny.
Yeah.
because we're all complaining. You know, it's a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we've learned our lesson too many times to where I'm just
yeah. We
I
need
know when
we need
we start
the
something, I'm like,
really
fuck.
bad ones. That's the ones that are the good ones. They're the
Okay,
ones
all
that
right.
are
True,
Miami
yeah.
Here we go.
Connections.
Here we go. Sand Fairy
Ooh.
Left Behind.
Ooh.
Wow, yeah. We didn't even finish Sand Fairy, man.
Yeah, no, we just watched one episode and it was a
It's like a 4-hour thing,
episode
wasn't it?
thing. It was like
Oh,
miniseries.
God. I'm gonna go with Sand Fairy just because they're not trying to force feed any sort of message down your throat.
Okay, fair enough. There's
You
puppetry.
prefer Sand Fairy?
I would say Sand Fairy. Yeah, if I had to choose.
Well,
one.
here, let me say.
Gun to
there
my
was-
head, I have to watch one of them.
Sand Fairy. Sand Fairy. Sand Fairy.
Word.
Yeah. But there was a moment where we all cheered. I forgot to say. There was a moment where we all cheered, and that was when the Antichrist shot one of the people at the UN, and then they showed the bullet hole in the guy's
Yeah.
head, and we were like, okay, Christian movie?
Yeah, right?
Bit violent,
yeah,
huh?
They popped a dude.
Yeah, they popped him, and like we saw it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that.
No,
was-
yeah, I did not. I didn't think he was even gonna get popped, much less have him show it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Yeah.
is he the only dude that dies on camera?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, because the other guy died off camera. We just see his body. The
Yeah.
informant.
A lot of careers died on camera.
Yeah. Kirk Cameron.
Right, Kirk Cameron.
On Cameron.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, to answer your question, do you think I'd do the Left Behind?
Over Sand Fairy?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's just like the Christian stuff. It's so weird to me. It cracks me up because it's fucking absurd.
Yeah. I can
Sorry,
understand that.
If you guys believe, not you
Yeah.
two, but if you people out there
folks at
believe
home.
in it.
Hey, yeah,
It's
this is a full-on atheist house.
Athenian.
Athenian house.
And you will believe in nothing if you're my son.
Yeah, no, I'm getting tired too. This was a great episode despite us we have the Legend of the Lost episode
Yeah,
from
we'll have
last
the
week.
Lost Pod.
The Lost podcast.
Sorry for not getting that to y'all, but
It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
We love you.
Obviously.
We're gonna we promise we're gonna take you fishing one of these weeks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pop's gonna take you fishing. No, but
basically what happened is James made a copy of the episode. He put it on DVD,
Uh-huh.
and then you know the deal. You mail it to me,
Uh-huh,
so I can put
yeah.
it on the internet.
yeah.
And then I was
Well,
just
no, it's-
walking by a stump grinder that was on,
Stump grinder.
and what do you know? I fucking tripped and it fell in there. So.
And the thing is like once I've made the DVD and I've sent it off, I just delete the file.
Right.
I don't need it
Yeah,
anymore.
no.
I need the space on my computer. Josh has the hard copy, which nothing can happen to.
dude, I mean, it's a perfect
Unless there's
system.
a stump,
Grinder.
Would you call it a stump chipper?
The stump grinder.
Stump grinder?
Grinder.
I did a wood chipper and stump grinder together. But yeah, I think it's unanimous. It stole the night. Actually, everybody listening, please go watch this movie. Like,
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, it's
Watch
really
it.
watch some
enjoyable.
old cinema. Like, people forget that You watch some movies nowadays and you take them for granted. And it's
Let's
like,
just clarify
people
that one more
pay-
time for the proper name. It, the Terror from Beyond Space.
That is correct. It's It! The Terror from Beyond Space.
1958.
Yes,
so you could
that's
probably
correct.
just also search It 1958 and it'll probably pop up.
There's
also.
some people out there, and I only know this because I was one of these people where I was like, I don't know if I could sit through a black and white movie, especially an old one.
Mm-hmm.
Just start it.
Yeah.
And if you like film, you're going to end up finishing it.
Yeah,
and
you
loving
don't
it.
even care that it's black and white.
Yeah, a good
at
story,
all.
it doesn't matter how old of a movie it is.
Yeah.
If it's a well-told story, you'll be engaged.
Yeah.
You'll get into it. You really will get into it if you just give it a chance. If you never give it a chance, then you never actually watch it. So,
Yeah. So it is the fucking winner for the week and the savior.
Absolutely.
Just like
Truly.
Christ, an alien saved us because he came from the sky, and that's technically an alien.
Technically,
Uh,
yeah.
Technically
let's
speaking,
yeah.
of course.
But I watched. I know we're gonna wrap up the night, but I watched a couple movies recently, and I can't remember a good one. I mean, I can't remember one to talk about because we are so fucking tired. I'm looking at it all
We could talk
again.
about,
I can't remember
since
it.
we all finished it recently. We could talk about Lucky Number 11.
Lucky number 11.
Yeah.
Well, no, let's save it. I'm pretty pooped, dude.
all right, we'll save it
I'm
for
pooped.
when we're
Yeah,
much
good
more.
Honestly.
Good plan.
Honestly.
All right.
That
Look
being
forward
said,
to us talking about Lucky Number 11 in the future.
Yeah. And
Look
don't trip on a scaffolding.
Go watch Lucky Number 11.
Don't let your dads eat pie.
Yeah.
That's from Hot Rod.
Okay.
But yeah, go watch Lucky Number 11.
Lucky
and
Number
go watch a
11.
classic film.
Yeah, go do those things.
Yeah.
But also go outside.
Go paint that picture you wanted to paint.
Yeah.
Go on that trip you wanted to go on.
Yeah.
Go gadget.
Go
Gadget.
go punch that crying
Pimp
child. Wait,
hand.
no. Okay.
He's just hitting Winnie and the dog.
Oh my god.
I can't stop.
But yeah, go make that souffle.
Go make that.
Go-
Go
go-
do all the things you want
Go on
to
and
do in life.
Go punch that crying child. Okay, maybe
Souffle.
don't punch that crying child because you'll get
Souffle
arrested.
is like the hardest thing to make. Okay?
Oh, one last thing before we wrap
Maybe
it
if
up.
you're a bitch.
Shout out to Randy.
Randy.
Randy and
Randy.
Randy Roadhouse.
Oh.
Shout out to Randy. He's one of our listeners, obviously, and a big fan. And he gives us some movies sometimes. We've had some stuff added to our collection.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
But
it.
recently, he just gave me one of my many holy grails of VHS.
Oh yeah.
He just gave me
Holographic
heavy fucking
embossed font.
metal.
Oh, nice.
I
Yeah,
cannot wait to watch
The
that.
one
It's
way
an
to take it to
anthology
midnight,
of animated
call it
films.
Heavy metal.
It's an anthology of 6 films, I believe, and they're all just animated and shit, and they all
Cool.
revolve around this glowing orb that came from space.
All
No
hand-drawn
shit.
animation.
Yes, all hand-drawn animation,
I've
heavy
seen
metal music. It's fucking awesome.
I've seen the trailer. I've never
Yeah.
seen it before.
I own Heavy Metal 2000 on DVD, so one day we could do them back to back.
Yeah, that would be actually
I'm so
that would actually be a
down for
good
that.
back to back. Like Left Behind back to back is like impossible to get through.
Yeah, we would have. We
But
should have
that's-
started that at
but-
lunch.
but- yeah, right. But like good back to backs you can handle, like Heavy Metal, Lord of the Rings 15 hours edition.
Hateful
so
Eight,
true,
15-hour
though.
edition.
It's so fucking true.
But yeah, we just recently got Heavy Metal, so shout out to you, Randy. Thank you so much, brother. Much love for giving another reason for us to keep the show going. We have Heavy Metal, and I'm so
Yeah.
fucking stoked about it.
Yeah.
The covers are goddamn amazing.
Yeah, and it's shiny. You can
Shiny
you
and
can
chrome.
sit in it.
You can pop a sit
It's
in
like
it.
a mirror. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that's it for us,
Yeah,
guys.
that's fucking gross. Yeah, that's it for us.
That's it for us,
That's all
guys,
we
here at
got
Cinema
tonight.
Shat. Cinema Shat brought to you every week where we talk about movies. We talk about shit show, the shit show that is our lives, and other great and interesting films.
We also talk about jizz.
Do we?
Yeah.
I mean, we're
I
talking
thought
about
your
it
name
right
was
now.
Jash.
That's his nickname, his rap name, Lil Jism.
All right, well, guys, I'm James. You've been great, and
Goodbye, friend.
Josh is just leaving. He's like, I'll fucking peace it out later, but fuck holes.